Class 12D, this is the second part of your chapter, the first chapter, Nature and Significance of Management. In this, as you have already seen, we have discussed in the previous period the importance, the characteristics of management, and we have also seen how it is multi-dimensional. Now in this chapter, in this period, we will talk about the 3 levels of management and how each different level has a separate task to perform. When we talk about the levels of management, can you observe this pyramid behind me? This suggests there can be 3 levels of management: the top level management, the middle level management, and the operational level management. Can anyone add to it what all activities are done in the top level management?
Ma'am, the policies and the framing of policies are done in the top level by the senior most authorities.
Basically, planning and how will it be executed. This is done in the top level of management. Now the next level, that is the middle level management. What is the task of the middle level management, children?
How will the work will be done and who will do the work?
How will it be done?
Implementation of policy.
Yes, Kushagra?
Implementation of policies.
Okay, fine. Decentralization of policies they do basically. One very important task which is to be performed by this middle level management is that they have to be the joining link between the top and the operational level management, right? If they have to approach the top level, they have to go through the middle level managers. Also, if the top level management has to pass on their policies to the operational level, they also have to go through the middle level managers, right? So the top level managers are directly in coordination with the middle level managers and the third level in the pyramid. The middle level managers are in direct contact with the operational level management, that is the departmental heads, you can say, or the supervisors who take charge of how the employees are actually working in the organization. So operational level management are in direct contact with the
workers.
They are in direct contact with the workers. So children, you can see that the middle level management is directly in contact with the operational level management. Now talking about their responsibilities and risk. You see, top level management is the one who get the maximum salary. They are the ones who are the most skilled and therefore their responsibility is also maximum. Can you see this now? Maximum responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the maximum responsibility is shared by which level of management? It is shared by the top level management. And because their responsibility is maximum, their risk is also maximum. They have maximum responsibility to carry and they have maximum risk. Because if they frame right policies, then the other 2 levels are going to receive the correct policies. But in case the top level management makes wrong policies, the middle and the operational level management will ultimately receive the wrong policies for them. Are you able to understand this? How is the top level management has maximum responsibility and maximum risk?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now the next one, middle level management. Now children, in the middle level management, whom do we have? We have all those who are directly related to staffing and directing. Staffing of the people and giving them directions, directing the people who actually have to do that job. So the middle level management have a medium responsibility and they have medium risk. They have medium responsibility and they have medium risk, lesser than the top management. Top management has maximum risk because they are associated with the planning job. They have a lot of pressure that they should plan things that will actually work, and because the future is not seen, so they are at maximum risk. The policies may turn into beneficial for the organization, or they may take a reverse. So in this case, the top level managers have the maximum risk. The second category is that of the middle level managers. Middle level managers include staffing of the policies and directing of the policies. So staffing and directing is included in the middle level or the medium level. They have medium responsibilities and therefore they have medium risk. Top level, maximum responsibility, maximum risk. Medium level, medium responsibility and medium risk. What are the functions? Remember POSDC, planning, organizing, directing. Out of this, planning is associated with top level management. Planning is associated with top level management. Organizing is associated with top level management, and a little bit of staffing is also associated with top level management. So if you talk about planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Have you ever heard this term? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Planning, organization and upper level of staffing is associated with top level managers. Planning, organizing and staffing is associated with top level managers. Then staffing and directing, this is associated with whom? This is associated with middle level managers. Who does staffing and directing for us? It is done by the middle level managers who have medium risk because they have medium responsibilities. Any confusion till here?
No, ma'am.
And I want more responses, because only then I'll be able to understand that you people are getting it. Okay, so we see that planning and organization is related to top level, whereas staffing and directing is related to medium level of management, which is the third level of management. It is at the operational level, the third level or the operational level. Who all are directly associated with the operational level? The operational level managers have to give the responsibility directly to the workers. They give the task, they give the instructions directly to the employees. So directing and controlling. Controlling who? Controlling the workers. Controlling of workers is directly done by the operational level managers. So the operational level managers have the work directing and controlling to perform. Children, any confusion till here?
No, ma'am.
Any confusion, anybody? Okay, so you see the top level management have maximum responsibility, and whoever will shoulder maximum responsibility, they will have to bear maximum risk. अगर कोई भी काम मिडिल या ऑपरेशनल लेवल के मैनेजर्स गड़बड़ करते हैं, so that is directly questionable to the top level managers. Why? Because maybe they made wrong policies. This is what the question will be. Then middle level managers have medium risk, medium level responsibility and medium risk. What is the task they perform? They perform staffing and directing. The third one is the operational level managers. Operational level managers क्योंकि direct contact में होते हैं workers के साथ, they are very closely associated with their problems. Now how to solve all of them? Direction and controlling अगर वो करते हैं, when they have to control the workers, when they have to control the employees, there will be some good things which the worker will do, and there will be certain those things which they were not expected to do. So all this will cause certain problems with the workers. The operational level management has to reach to the middle level with their problems, and the middle level will then convey it to the top level. So you see, responsibilities or duties flow from top to bottom. I repeat, duties flow from top to bottom, or planning flows from top to bottom, and problems flow from bottom to top. If the manager is in problem, if the CEO has some problem, do you see he will share it with the workers of the organization? No, he will not. Right? Because he is at such a position that he cannot seek problem solving from the operational level managers. But if the operational level person is at a problem, if he is having a problem, if he is having a trouble, he can reach to the top level managers through the middle level managers, of course. So planning and rules flow from top to bottom, and problems and looking up for their solutions flow from bottom to top. Any confusion till here, children? Do you have any query related to this? The top, middle and operational level? Now, very important. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and C4? Come on.
Controlling.
Controlling. Their planning, organization and staffing is directly related to the top level managers. Then staffing, some part of staffing and directing is associated with the middle level managers, and directing and controlling is related to the operational level managers. Now the next important topic that you have is coordination. Before we move ahead with this, can anyone just tell me what do you mean by coordination, especially in a business organization? What is coordination in any business organization?
It is a process.
It is okay. Coordination simply means the synchronization. There has to be certain synchronization or talmeil in between the top level, middle level and operational level managements. Now for this you see, coordination, it is the essence of management. Coordination is very important. Whatever my boss is saying, I am not following. Zero management results. Whatever I did, it was neither looked for, it was neither appreciated by the manager. It is again a total failure. Therefore, coordination left to right and top to bottom is very important. Among these three levels, and not only among these three levels, at the same level also, all those who are at the operational level, they have to have a coordination with them. All those who are in the middle level, they have to have a coordination with them, and all those who are in the top level, they also have to have a coordination within themselves. Coordination is needed in all the management functions. What are the functions of management? All these three divided into three different levels, but the functions overall include planning, organizing, staffing, directing and control. All these activities need to have coordination with the other level. Then, coordination is needed at all levels. We have checked it out how coordination is required at all the levels of management. Now, characteristics or features of coordination. Features of coordination includes, it integrates group effort. Coordination is not only important, but it also promotes group efforts. When you see, good results are obtained while you do any work in a team. If a team is working as together, then it will be goal oriented, it will be working towards a common purpose, and it will have a result also. But what if nobody is listening to anybody? Will they be able to achieve the desirable results? Will they be able to achieve the desirable results if they are not in coordination? If, for example, a middle level manager assigns a work to operational level manager, a middle level manager assigns a work to operational level manager and says, I will require a report in 1 week. Now 10 days have passed. Operational level did not reach to middle level. What is this? This is lack of coordination. This is lack of coordination. This is not lack of instructions, because instructions were given, but this is lack of coordination. Now, coordination is a continuous process. Again, like management, coordination is also a continuous process. If, for example, two managers who are working at the same level, they are in good terms, they are working together. Now, they have a clash over something. So, what will happen? They will stop talking to each other, they will stop following each other. So will there be any sort of coordination among themselves? No. So it's not only necessary that coordination exists, but it is also important that coordination continues. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक बार कोऑर्डिनेट कर लिया हमने अपनी एक्टिविटीज़ को, बट कोऑर्डिनेशन इज़ अ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस एंड एट एवरी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, एट विद एवरी न्यू टास्क, with every new venture, you have to have new policies and coordination between them. Next, it is the responsibility of all the managers, top level, middle level and operational level, and amongst themselves also. Those who all are working at the same bar, they need to have a coordination amongst themselves. Only then the organization will function properly. Now, coordination is a deliberate function. What do you mean by this? Coordination is a deliberate function. What do you mean by the word deliberately? जानबूझकर, purposely, है ना? It is a deliberate function. It means all those who are working in a organization as managers have a purpose, and to achieve that purpose, what they have to do? They have to follow the policies of management. So management is a purposeful or a deliberate function. How is it a deliberate function? Because all are running towards achieving a particular goal, and unless that goal is achieved in the given time, remember the concept of efficiency and effectiveness. Unless there is efficiency and effectiveness, the coordination function is not in effect. So in order to have a good proper coordination, there has to be a continuous effort in the management department. Importance of coordination. What all coordination helps in? If there is coordination, there will be growth in size of business. There will be growth in size of business. Growth in size of business simply means their profits may increase, the number of shareholders may increase, their capital will increase, and when you will make a comparative analysis of their previous and current performance, you see that the graph is rising high. Coordination is important for growth in size of what? Of any business organization. Then functional differentiation. The way a manager performs, is it the same way a worker working in a factory performs? Does the manager has the same work? He will go to his business unit, start the machine and start working? No. He will sit in the office, go through the rules, policies he has made and find out what was the resultant. On the other hand, when any worker will come to the organization, he will start doing the work, the physical labor which is required by him. So everybody has a separate task to perform. The task of a teacher is different from the task of a office employee. The task of a principal is different from that of the task of the headmistress. When you talk about the school, the task of a housewife is different from that of a man in a family who is going out to work. So you see, different people have different tasks to follow. Do you agree to this? That everybody now, like father also works, mother also works, and children also go out and earn something. This does not happen in many of the families. Father has a separate task to perform, mother has a separate task to perform, and for the children, they have to do the studies or whatever is there. So all the different units in a business have different tasks, but coordination combines all of them together. See, it is difficult to compare two things which are different, but with the help of coordination, we can have a harmony between them. We can have a harmony between the different departments. The manager will have a coordination with the 4th class employee. The 4th class employee will have a coordination with the worker. The worker will have a coordination with the supervisor, and then only the firm will work together as a successful unit. So any confusion with this section? Differentiation and how the coordination is important even in different units? Anyone? Any confusion with it? Functional differences को to bring together the functional differences and to help एवरीबडी अचीव द कॉमन गोल, यानी कि जो वर्कर है वो भी ये चाहता है कि हमारी फर्म ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट्स अर्न करे, जो सुपरवाइज़र है ही ऑल्सो वांट्स द सेम, जो टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट है ही ऑल्सो वांट्स द सेम. दैट मीन्स एवरीबडी इज ओरिएंटेड टुवर्ड्स द कॉमन गोल विच इज़ द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ बिजनेस. And how will it be achieved? Through different sources. There has to be coordination among these different sources. Specialization. What is specialization? I am a specialized eye surgeon. Means I specialize in performing medical activities for eyes. I am a specialized heart doctor. Means I am a technically trained fellow in this field. Specialization is there. Everybody is a specialist in their own field. Now suppose I start saying I am the best planner. I will not listen to anybody who is just a worker. Will I be able to make them work for me? I will not be able to make them work for me. Why? Because although I am specialized in one thing, I am not allowing people to work in coordination with me. So specialization इसलिए नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम अपने तरीके के आगे किसी और को सुने नहीं and we create a barrier. It should not be for that, but it should be flexible enough so that everybody else is also included in the task. Due to the increasing complexities in any business organization, specialization is required. And if everybody is specialized in their own field, all will be the masters. All will be masters. Nobody will be able to ready to listen to any other fellow. And if this happens, there will be no coordination. So specialization को combine करने के लिए भी coordination is required. Children, this brings you the end of this chapter, the nature and significance of management. Have you done any notebook work as yet? Okay. Have you done the question answers? Question answers? Have you done the case studies, cases? Okay. Okay, fine. So just go through those case studies. May I request you to write one case study? I see if the time allows. Write down a question. A company wants to, write down a question. A company wants to modify its existing products. I hope you are writing. Is that so? I guess you are writing, children. Okay, fine. A company wants to modify its existing product in the market due to decreasing sales. So there is a situation that a company wants to modify the mobile phone because this mobile phone is working on Windows. Now they want to modify and they want to change the software. The system software, they want to switch from Windows to Android. This is the situation. What steps should each level of management take to give effect to their decision? What steps should each level of management take to give effect to this decision? Fine. Let us begin with what will the top level management do, what will the middle management do, and what will the operational management do. Any suggestions from you? Fine. Firstly, they will find out what is the problem with this mobile phone. If it is not being bought due to increased price, or if it is not bought because the software is an old version, or it is not purchased by people in the market because the user interface is not right, it is very complicated to use. So first they will find out. So write down top level management, write the steps. Top level management top level management will discuss the reasons for decreasing sale. The reasons for decreasing sale and will plan out what changes are to be implemented. Their job is planning, they will plan out and they will decide what changes are to be implemented. Step 2. The top level managers will approach middle level managers. The top level managers will involve middle level managers and request them to recruit the right staff. Recruit, R-E-C-R-U-I-T, to recruit the right staff to do the job. So उसके पहले तो उन्हें यह पता करना पड़ेगा if they have actual people who will work on this new plan or they will have to hire new people. This will require the staffing function which is done by the middle level management. So what you have written in the second step? Yes, what have you written in this? To recruit the right staff to do the job and to direct them how to do the job Step 3. The operational level managers will direct their employees. The operational level managers will direct their employees and let them function. Full stop. During the course of activity, they will observe. Which function do they have to perform? Now that they have appointed the job, what will they see? They will control that all of them are doing their jobs properly or not. So in the meantime, what? Very good. They will ensure controlling over the activities, output or quality of the product, and will compare if it is meeting the plans or not. What plan was made, if it is meeting the plans or not. So this is how the 3 levels of management will work together in order to modify or replace that previous product. Children, were you able to understand this? How will they perform their activities? Was this clear to you? Was this question clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now discussing about some of the question answers of this chapter. Suppose you will be asked to make what all are the top, middle and operational level managers. It can be a question. Then there can be specific functions of each level of management. There can be a question from this also. This I am not talking about the unit test, because the unit test is all objective based. I hope you know the unit test will be objective based, right? And therefore whatever we have discussed today, there will be objective type questions from the content. Have you understood the complete content of this first chapter? Were you able to relate to the content of the chapter?